I know some of you are wondering, what's Grove Church doing for Christmas? The church leaders, staff, and I have been working on Christmas plans for weeks. After lots of research, webinars, discussions with sister churches, and spirited discussion among ourselves, I can tell you, a whole lot is afoot. So let's start with why we're not doing certain things, and then talk about what we are doing. If you just want to fast forward to what's happening, feel free. As most of you know, our numbers for in-person worship are limited in order to safely maintain social distancing. That's 35 in the sanctuary and 50 in Asbury Hall. Our space is just so much smaller than many other churches. And even though the number of persons who may want to join us Christmas Eve could greatly exceed our seating, we don't expect a fictional Christmas miracle to magically increase that capacity. But even if we were to welcome a few hundred people less than usual on December 24th, accommodating those numbers requires extra worship times. That puts the persons leading those services at an unnecessary risk, being present in the building for so long with so many people. You know, Santa has magical powers for his long day, but we don't. And remember, he works alone without anyone around. Truly, though, the rules for cleaning and sanitizing don't make multiple services even possible. And remember, not only will there be no singing, but there will be no live choirs, such a big part of Christmas worship. You say, well, why no choirs? Well, think about it. Each choir member and musician means that many fewer worshipers. There's just so much to take into account, isn't there? But let's say that we go ahead with plans for in-person Christmas Eve worship, only to face another lockdown as new cases currently proliferate out of control. All that work, all that planning for naught. At that rate, Christmas Eve would be a bigger bust than Santa's coat buttons after eating his fill of cookies at each house all night long. So we need to be both realistic and prudent, keeping the golden rule by loving others as we love ourselves, as well as keeping Wesley's first general rule for the people called Methodist, do no harm. I think you'll understand that Christmas Eve presents a sticky wicket for us, as the Brits say. But here's a few other things to consider. So we welcome lots of guests on Christmas Eve. That's always a blessing. But even if we advertise the need to sign up, unless persons check our website ahead of time, many of those visitors will be unaware of this new reality. They'll show up just as they do every year on Christmas Eve. They're not regular churchgoers, meaning they don't know how we need to responsibly handle the C-19 reality. So if those guests do show up, it means one of two things. Either we'll already be at capacity when they arrive, and we'll need to turn them away. What impression will that leave? It will be no room at the inn all over again. Or we'll let them come in to an overflow crowd and become the next front page story in the daily local news with Grove, the banner headline as Chester County's Christmas Eve super spreader. We really want to avoid being the 21st century version of Herod's slaughter of the innocents. So, with in-person Christmas Eve worship options exhausted, what will we do? I can tell you there's a lot of inspired creativity happening among us, and we trust it will be a blessing for this unprecedented year. Grove will hold 3 services: traditional, contemporary, and a lessons and carols service. They'll all be recorded ahead of time, then streamed on Christmas Eve to watch then or at your convenience. We have other plans in the works too. We just finished our Cookies and Carls drive-in sing-along in the parking lot with live holiday music on your vehicle's FM radio, an opportunity to share non-perishable foods with neighbors in need. Also, our organist Bob Johns is preparing a streamed organ concert for Sunday afternoon, December 13th. And there will be a live in-person walkthrough event on December 20th from 4 to 6 p.m. and December 23rd from 6 to 8 p.m. Expect Christmas decorations and displays, organ music, a festively festooned sanctuary, the reading of Luke's nativity story, Christmas around the world themes, and even candle lighting and the singing of Silent Night outside in small groups. There will be half-hour sign-ups for you and your family to safely participate, while masked, of course. In these strange and perilous times, we're not canceling Christmas as the holiday children's television specials often threaten. We're celebrating the birth of Christ in new ways. Jesus comes into our broken world still. Nothing stops God's love.